Am I the a-hole if I divorce my husband because he says my kids aren't his problem? I, 33F, and my husband, Jim, 37M, have been together for almost 8 years now, 5 of those years married. We have what you'd call a very blended family. Jim came into the relationship with 3 kids from his previous marriage, and I had 3 kids from mine. Then, a few years into our relationship, we had a daughter together, a beautiful little girl who has special needs. So, yeah, we got a house full of kids. 7 in total. Loud, chaotic, and never a dull moment. From the outside looking in, I guess people think we've managed the Brady Bunch thing pretty well. But on the inside, it's been complicated. Over the years, I've noticed a pattern I tried to ignore for way too long. Jim treats my kids differently than his own. He's never been abusive or outright cruel to them, but there's this emotional distance, like he's just not interested. The only real connection he has is with my middle son, Evan, 13M, who's high-functioning autistic. They bond over certain routines and activities, but with my oldest and youngest sons, it's like they live in separate worlds. My oldest has always pushed back against the idea that I'm no longer with his father, so he keeps Jim at arm's length. My youngest just doesn't share any interest with Jim, so they rarely interact beyond basic small talk. It's not the end of the world, but it's noticeable. On the flip side, I have a great relationship with one of Jim's kids, his older daughter, Kayla. Her mom's not in the picture due to drug issues, so she's looked at me as a mother figure for years. With Jim's youngest son, Ryan, it's the same. He calls me his bonus mom. His oldest son ran off to live with his bio mom, and we don't really speak. It's always been uneven, but I told myself that's just part of blending 2 families. Some bonds grow naturally, some never do. I've never expected perfection. But here's the thing, Jim and I have been through a lot. And I mean a lot. I stood by him during his sobriety journey from alcohol. I was there for him through the heartbreak of multiple miscarriages, and I even helped him get closure with his ex-wife after she cheated on him. I literally sat down with him and helped file his divorce paperwork. I poured so much of myself into this relationship. And yes, our intimacy has always been amazing. That part of our marriage was never a problem. Jim's loyal. He's never cheated. But deep down, I've always had this gnawing thought that maybe I was just a rebound for him after the devastation of his ex-wife's betrayal. He's always been vague about timelines and specifics of their split. I only learned the truth through bits and pieces from his kids and mutual acquaintances. Fast forward to last night. We were both having some drinks. Nothing crazy, just unwinding. But alcohol tends to loosen his tongue, and that's when the walls drop. Somehow, the conversation turned to my kids. Out of nowhere, Jim got worked up and started criticizing me, my parenting, my choices, my past. And then he said it. It's not my fault you had kids with a PUSSY. Those kids aren't my problem, and it should have never been assumed I'd have to be a father figure to them. I froze. He's gotten drunk before and said hurtful things, but this felt different. There was no joking tone, no half smile to soften the blow. He said it like he meant it, like he'd been holding it in for years. For context, my ex-husband is, well, he's the fun dad stereotype. He lives 5 states away, visits maybe 3 times a year, showers the boys with gifts, and plays the part of cool buddy instead of an actual parent. He pays a measly $600 in child support and thinks that's more than enough. He refuses to help with medical bills, school costs, or anything extra. And to top it off, he likes to pit my boys against me and by extension, against Jim, just to stir the pot. So when Jim said what he said, it wasn't just a casual jab. It was a dagger. I asked him to clarify.